Omarosa?
Hi there.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. This is Ryan and Shannon here in the Twin Cities. Have you ever been to Minneapolis?
I have. I've been there just one time for a charity event a couple of years back, I believe. And one of my good friends is there. His name is Stephen Omarosa, so I have to say hello to him and his beautiful girls, his daughters. I love them.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully they're listening. First of all, Omarosa, I want to give you my condolences about the loss of your fiance, Michael Clarke Duncan. I'm so sorry about what you're going through with that.
You know what? He was just such an incredible human being. I mean, just an amazing actor. But really, I was very fortunate to have him in my life, and I truly, truly miss him every single day.
And I'm also sorry for what you're dealing with right now with Toya Jackson. Is there anything that you want to talk about as far as that goes?
You know, I have really good counsel, and they're dealing with her and her false statements. But, you know, Michael was an incredible human being, so it's one thing to attack me. You know, you can say whatever you want. I sign up to a show. I go. I stir the pot. People, you know, they like me or they don't. I go home. But to attack a man who lived an incredible life and did so much for people as an entertainer, I think it's just a disgusting thing to do. And it's hurtful. It hurt his family. It hurt his friends. It hurt me in a very deep way. And so I think that she has to be accountable for that.
You're villainized, of course, in reality TV. Like you said, the pot stirrer. So maybe she thought she could get away with something like that, but I think she's wrong.
I know for a fact that a lot of people who really know the difference between what's real and what's not real on the reality shows, they know that there's all this stuff for the TV show, but they also realize that once we leave that show, we step back into real life. We step out of that bubble into real life. And to take to attacking the deceased, I just think that that's a new low for people. I really do. I was devastated when she said those comments. Just absolutely devastated.
Well, you do have an opportunity to go back onto The Apprentice and take charge again. Are you looking forward to that with the All-Star Apprentice?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think it's, you know, it's a sad commentary that that's going on because it overshadows the fact that I'm playing for a very worthy charity. The Michael Clarke Duncan program supports the Sue Duncan Children's Center on the south side of Chicago. And these children are incredible. I mean, they are just wonderful, wonderful kids. And it's an after-school program. And so I'm just very happy that so far on The Apprentice, I've won $40,000 for my charity. And I'm going to keep fighting for a chance to win even more money for them. And so, yeah, I'm very honored to have survived yet another week in the boardroom, and very honored to be playing for Michael Clarke Duncan's charity.
That's awesome. And it seems like you and the Donald have a very tight relationship. Is that true?
It is because, you know, I've been on The Apprentice since the beginning, back in 2003. And so it's been approximately 10 years since I first met Donald Trump. And we're now like, you know, The Apprentice family is a tight-knit family. And I know that you don't see that on air. But I've known these folks for 10 years and 13 seasons of the show. And so absolutely, we're very, very close. And it's tough because, you know, he has to criticize me and critique me just like everybody else, but it's more like, you know, in a mentor way as opposed to in a negative way. So I'm honored to have this amazing billionaire as my mentor and as my friend.
Yeah, he likes you. I can tell he just likes you. I've heard him on many interviews. I've had a chance to interview him myself, and he always defends you when others don't. You know that about him, right?
Yeah, I know. But it's hard because when we're in the boardroom and he's saying to the other contestants, Omarosa's my favorite, I think she's great, and it makes them go, well, we need to get rid of her, or, you know, we're not going to win.
Right, there's a bullseye on your back even more. You're like, stop it.
Stop it. Great person. He's helped me in my career a great deal, and I'm very fortunate to have been a part of the show for the last decade. I mean, it's changed my life.
Have you been happy with the way that you've been painted on TV?
I think people forget that the show, The Apprentice, is a competition. And so it's like saying to a lineman on the football field, I want you to play this football game, but I want you to be nice to your opponent. And, you know, don't hit them so hard because that would be mean. You know, it's like you do what you have to do on the field to win, and then you leave it on the field. I find that people forget. I think they think not reality shows, but I think Apprentice, it's all real, that we live there, and that's where we live our lives, and so we should be nice to one another. It's not the case. We've got 13 weeks to get rid of 16 contestants so that only one person is left standing. And so you have to do that by any means necessary. And it's so funny that people are like, why are you being mean to them? I'm like, because they're going to take my money, $250,000. But it's okay, because either way, my check clears.
I like that.
I have fun, and I go back home to Hollywood where I live.
So what is a day in the life of Omarosa?
A day in the life of Omarosa includes me getting up very early. I have to get up at 5 a.m. because my New York office is open at 8 a.m. So I'm up 3 hours ahead of everyone else. And, I am the West Coast editor of OK Magazine, so I have a real job. So I'm working with the other editors and my amazing coworkers. And then after I'm on the calls for 3 hours, I get up and I go into the office and I do my job. And then I come home and play with my puppies. I mean, that's my life.
And what kind of dogs do you have?
We have a Rottweiler and a Shar-Pei. Michael's puppies, well, I call them puppies, but they're dogs. They're big dogs. They're big old bear dogs, but they're just the sweetest dogs. And this morning, our Shar-Pei got up in the bed with me, and he is a slobbering dog. So it's like, stop it. But they're so cuddly and sweet, and I love my doggies. I love them so much.
Well, cuddly and sweet, it's kind of how I would describe you. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a different interview. I really did.
Unfortunately, people equate a strong, articulate, intelligent woman, with the B word. And I know that there are women who are listening who go into their office every day, and they're tough, and they're strong, and they're smart, and people are mocking them and making fun of them and making names and calling them mean. But that doesn't mean that you are a mean, evil person. That just means that you're smart and you're a go-getter, and you shouldn't apologize for that. And so I never will.
And last question, do you like the word bitch?
Well, I did write a book called The Bitch Switch. I wrote a book to help teach women how to stand up for themselves and not to be pushed over, looked over, or walked over. And so, yeah, you can go on Amazon.com or Barnes & Noble or Borders or whatever, and you can buy my book, and it'll teach you how to be tough.
I love it. Thank you, Omarosa.
Please follow me on Twitter, @Omarosa on Twitter.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.